If you want to use Motion Maestro to set up, tune, or operate your drive, the first step is making sure that it is properly powered and that all the required connections are made. Depending on your drive, there can be upwards of a dozen different connections. In this video, I'll break down a model number for one of our drives, which will determine what cables will be needed. In a subsequent video, I'll make all the required connections to power it up. We offer 5 different lines of servo drives. Selecting the right line depends on the type of motor being used, feedback device, command or control mode, and performance requirements. All of the details can be found in our catalog, on our website, or by calling our customer support line. Our latest PWM servo drive is the Gamma series, and these drives have a 9G in the model number. The Alpha series is also a digital PWM servo drive, and they have a 9.2, 9.4, or 9.5. Analog brush PWM drives 7.1 or 7.2, linear brushless drives 6520, and linear brush drives 5005 or 5015. Besides this series, another important thing to know is the distinction between standalone, module, and multi-axis packages. For our digital drives, such as the Gamma or Alpha series, standalone units consist of the drive, DC bus power supply, optional regen clamp with dumping resistor, inrush current limiting protection at power on, and one or more cooling fans. Standalone models therefore require AC input voltages, and as the name suggests, don't require any extra electronics to function. Modules do not have the DC bus power supply, regen clamp, inrush protection, or any fan. All of those items need to be supplied by the customer. Therefore, modules are typically used for cost-sensitive applications, and they require a DC input voltage. Multi-axis models consist of 1 to 5 modules mounted on an open frame baseplate chassis with DC bus power supply, optional regen clamp, inrush protection, fuses, and cooling fans. They require an AC input voltage. Each drive and motor will have a label with a part number, model number, and some basic specifications. The part number is a 4 or 5-digit number unique to a specific part, but the numbers are not representative of anything deeper. However, in the model number, each letter or number represents a certain feature which can be decoded using our catalog. Our catalog can be found on our website. Just go to glentek.com, hover over support, click downloads, and it's the first option. Let's break down the model number from the label earlier. The C means that it requires an external 24-volt DC logic power supply. That means you'll need a secondary voltage source besides the AC input. This is helpful because if you need to cut power to the drive for any reason, like in an e-stop type situation, the external 24-volt supply allows the logic power to remain on. Therefore, the drive can still be monitored and information such as encoder position will not be lost. The next 2 spots are voltage and current, 208 to 240 volts AC, and 45 amps of continuous current. Standalone and multi-axis drives can accept either single-phase or 3-phase inputs, but if single-phase is used, the output current is limited to a maximum of 15 amps. Therefore, to get the most out of this drive, 3-phase voltage is required. 100 means the drive is configured to run in brushless mode, so brushless motor. The next option is for the type of feedback device, and it needs to match up with what is on your motor. A is a standard communication option, RS-232, also known as serial communication. These 3 options are for special features. It has zeros in the spots for STO and encoder divider, which means those features are not included, but it is a UL recognized component, so the last spot is a 1. A means this drive has a built-in regen clamp, which is standard on our higher current drives. When a system with high inertial loads rapidly decelerates from a high velocity, the motor can act like a generator, creating a voltage spike. This voltage can damage the DC bus on your drive, but the regen clamp dissipates the excess voltage, protecting the drive. Finally, the last option is for fan input, and that is another separate connection that needs to be made. One thing you should check is the installation drawing that corresponds with the part number. It contains dimensions, pinouts, features, specifications, main and connector part numbers, recommended wire gauges, as well as the model number in the title block. Refer to this drawing if you have any questions about your drive. In the next video, I'll make all the connections to this drive and power it up. Thanks for watching.